Okay, we are back. This is the next day. Let's keep going. Locked. Oh, here we go. Got a firing squad right outside the door, but okay, let's go. Get out. Oh, damn. I never liked them anyway. So it's what, Friday? Oh, I'm almost dead. It's Friday night, becoming increasingly evident that I'm not going to be able to release this video until probably Sunday. I do have another video planned out already for what I originally intended to be like Sunday or Tuesday, but I'll just switch the schedule around. But, oh wow, this is not good. Hold up. Reactive shield. Let's go.
No one's gonna believe me if I tell them you can do that. I know you guys to be in my way.
Man, this extreme difficulty is hitting me pretty hard. Oh, that's one way to level the skill. Come on. This 0G gravity fight, it's fun though, don't get me wrong, but kind of also annoying at the same time. I should loot these guys, right?
This would be a lot easier if you didn't fight back.
Whatever, too lazy. Yeah, the video, I guess, the one that's gonna be released on Saturday will be a little bit different. Well, I mean, if you're watching this, you've seen me upload that video already, so. Oh wow, level 8 is wrecking me.
Never wise to be in my way.
Okay. Yeah, just so busy today that I didn't get a chance to play until like super late, so definitely no time to edit it. And there's no way I'm going to be able to put this in one mission. I just spent way too much time like messing around looking at stuff, so gonna have to split in two. I'm not big enough of a channel yet that can make me justify putting out like a 2 or 3 hour video. That was bull.
We got company. It'll take more than that. Blood pumping, huh?
Kinda annoying to aim in 0G, but challenging. Get out of the way, guys.
Not my long shot.
Find the damn cover.
I've got worse shaving. Head shit, damn it.
Wrong button. Still alive. I'm gonna run it anyways. Come on. Down. Let's go this way. Server room of sorts. I'm flying like super slow for some reason. Yeah, I guess it's because I'm hitting a bunch of stuff. Okay, back this way. That's just another entrance. So I have to go to the crew quarters to find a key for the ship in the locker somewhere. What's the waypoint pointing me to? Okay, yeah. Let's just follow that then. Come on.
When the time's right, I'd appreciate a chat. I must confess, the hum of a grav drive makes me feel alive.
Okay, find Hannibal. Anything interesting in here? It's kind of hard to see stuff when everything's like loading. Still feeling a little bit under the weather, so... Ooh, what's this? Space toilet? Yeah, still feeling a little bit under the weather, so I'll be coughing here and there. Let's see. Oh, legit gotta find him. So he was hanging at the cargo area? Okay. Don't know where that is. Yeah, let's go back to the main area. Or the main ship area. Now what? Can I go in here? Nope. I completely forgot where that guy went. So this is back to the command tower. Let's unlock this side. If there's enemies, that's a good sign. Good sign we're going in the right direction. Try to get out of the way for that. Where's the other guy? We were here before, though. Can I get in from here? Come on. There we go. Yeah, I'm excited for the new update that they did, because that means they have like the creation club ready and the creation tools ready. I'm assuming, because I think when I was checking out Nexus mods, I already saw the accessible. I already saw the Starfield script extender, so I'm extremely curious of what the modders are capable of doing with this game. Because you have to admit, part of the reason people like Bethesda games is because they are extremely mod friendly. You kind of expect to play with mods. Like with Bethesda games, their story and characters are not always written too well. The gameplay and the graphics aren't like groundbreaking or anything. With a game like Starfield, where it was like kind of lackluster.
Here we go!
That's one way to do it. It's kind of lackluster in the beginning, and with such a big world, I'm curious about I'm curious what kind of mods people are going to make, because they have a lot of free space in this game. There's a lot of planets where there's like nothing on there. Oh, I thought that was a key. Ship computer. Ship logs. Our journey begins. Our journey begins. It's taken years, but we finally managed to scrape enough together to get this ship. Between the noise and the lights, the thieves and the crooks, Neon is no place to start a family. Today, the 8 of us set off to find greener pastures, to begin our new lives. Where are we going? Who knows, but we'll know when we find it. Many hardships await us, but I trust we'll find a way. And then Jaffa. It's been just over a week since we set off, and all lights are green. We spent the last few days poking around the Jaffa system. The coasts of Jaffa too are absolutely breathtaking. Stocked up on water and food before leaving, but we may definitely want to come back. Met with a group of school children on a field trip in the orbit of Jaffa 5. Think I may have scared them a little pretending to be a pirate. Oh well, hopefully they learned you can't be too careful out there. Is that going to end up biting them in the ass? Rasal Hagyu? Is it? Think we may have a winner here. Rasal Hagyu 2. The name is a mouthful, but the weather's nice and the forest provides some really nice shade. The native leechers are surprisingly tasty too. Just need to keep your distance or else they'll fling their quills at you. Ask me how I know. We're still going to keep looking for now, but unless we find something better, I think we'll begin settling here very soon. Grav drive critical. Lost the grav drive outside of Groombridge. I knew it was only a matter of time before the gimbal went. We tried trading for one, but no one we've met along the way had any to spare. How could that be when those damn things are everywhere? Luckily, a nearby ship heard our transmission and said they'll tow us to a nearby station in Andromedas. Oh, that's not good. Thought we'd be stuck out here forever. Just goes to show, do good things and good things will come. Yeah, don't speak too soon on that one. SOS. Any nearby ships receiving the message, please send help. We're getting boarded by spacers. We're currently trapped in orbit around Groombridge 8A. I repeat, any nearby ships, please send help. That's the end of them. Inventory, not too interesting, whatever. Do not trade. And then debug menu. Everything's offline except for one. Online's missiles pod. Execute test sequence. Boom. Alright, let's go find out if we broke anything important. The weapon system probably firing ahead of us, so it should be that way. Ooh, maybe up here. Yeah. What's this path, though? Double-clicking issue. I need a new mouse pad. I don't want to spend the money buying a new one. I might just order some switches to see if I can solder the switches to my existing mouse.
Today's not gonna be your day, pal.
Ooh, a bunch of gas cans here. Not good. Ugh.
Grab everything useful.
I know we're not supposed to be coming this way, but just want to check it out first. Man. This zero-G shit is kind of annoying. I mean, it's cool, but fun. Cool, fun, but also kind of annoying.
I don't know about you, but a fella could do a lot worse than Constellation.
Okay. Okay.
Company! On me! Kill!
There's someone behind me. Shit. Go.
Another enemy down. Who's next?
Let's see. Can I afford to do explosives here? That recoil, dang. It's like pushing me back.
You're really gonna make me sweat for this, huh?
Oh,
My
whatever.
friend here gonna teach you manners.
Advanced something, assassin something. Also kind of useless. Okay. This is going that way. Can we open this? Ah! Come on. Nope. Okay, let's go that way then.
Don't shoot! I give up!
Deal with Hannibal. Okay. Wrong button. Let's see if we can do some drinking. I mean, I think we have some more Paramore. Yeah, plus 25% persuasion chance, so might as well.
Whoa! Hold up! You got the wrong guy! I'm not Hannibal, I swear! I just work for him!
Uh-huh. I'm not buying a Hannibal. You can't fool me, you slippery son of a bitch.
I ain't lying! I'm telling you the truth! For real now! I ain't him! It's like this, see? Hannibal rarely goes out. But when he does, he goes under an assumed identity and leaves me in charge. Sometimes it's a Drastos, sometimes it's Chase, Jackie, Scotty, whatever. He's got 100 of them. It's one of the reasons he never gets caught. I'm just Deke. Deke Hansen.
Motherfuck. I don't want to believe him, but it makes sense.
Well, I mean, if he's not our guy, then we can just kill this guy. That guy... that guy probably had some way to break out already. Let's say I believe you. Give me a reason why I should let you live.
I don't got anything particularly convincing, so I'm just hoping you're not some sort of psychopath. Whole reason he does this is in case someone comes looking for him. He's gotta have at least a couple dozen other contingency plans even I don't know about.
Luckily, Adrastos, Hannibal, whoever the hell he is still on our ship. He didn't think that part through. What do you want to do with this guy? Your call, rookie. For what it's worth, I don't remember ever seeing a bounty for a Deke Hansen.
Let's take him back to our ship. We'll let the authorities sort this out.
Roger that. Okay, come on, Deke. You're coming with us.
Hello, trackers.
Okay.
By now you've probably found my associate Deke and learned that he is not in fact me, and that I am not who I said I was.
Yeah.
Darn it, I know, right? Anyway, if you look out the window, you can see I'm taking your beautiful ship. Thanks, by the way. But don't worry, I won't leave you stranded. I'm not that bad a guy. You'll find a container nearby with a key to an old junker that should hold up long enough to get you home. I've left you some other goodies too, just so there's no hard feelings. It should unlock now. As for me, I think I'm out of the stolen ship business after this, so I won't trouble you anymore. So long, and thanks for playing.
That's a pretty cool ending. What did it say? Arcmite Plaza Cutter, take the Shipbreaker Cutter, Extreme Temperature Entry Spacesuit, take the key.
Almost makes it hard to hate him. Almost.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I wonder if this is like completely new gear. Astra. What's that? Some sort of key or USB? Junker Watchdog key. Oh, look at that! Shipbreaker's Cutter. Nice. This makes this quest worth it. Titanium build. Premium build materials make this weapon light as a feather. You found an Astra. This rare currency can be found around the galaxy. Once you go to the Trackers Alliance HQ, complete your first bounty mission for them and become an official tracker, you'll be able to give Astras to a tracker agent named Stash in exchange for rare equipment. Cool. Okay.
We gotta get back to HQ. Let's see what he's left us and hope he's not luring us into a death trap.
Before that, weapons. Let's drop our old cutter. And then, yeah, guess we don't need to equip it or anything. Nice. Okay, let's get going.
God damn, he wasn't
right?
kidding.
I'd appreciate a chat.
Looks like he can barely fly.
Any day you make it through is a
Still,
victory in my book.
that Hannibal is something else. Could have marooned us and left us to starve. At least we can get home. The quicker we put this mission behind us, the better.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. If this is the end of the mission, I might be able to actually fit it all in one video after all, so we'll see. Where's our new buddy? Did we take them with us? Captain's locker, credits, sure. Alright, let's go back to Trackers HQ. I'll meet you there. Oh, so remember how I said I noted that this guy was missing? So apparently we can talk to him again.
Can I come with you?
Why didn't you take the junker when you had the chance?
I couldn't. I didn't have the key. And apparently Hannibal decided to give it to you instead of me, which I'm still struggling to understand.
Sure, you can come along.
Oh, thank you. At least you didn't kill me. I suppose I should be thankful.
That's all? Alright. Okay, let's talk to number 1.
Welcome back, recruit. I assume your return means you have successfully completed your mission. But where is Hannibal?
I'll let you say it, rookie.
Roach had a great plan, but Hannibal proved to be too slippery.
Understood. In your evaluation, Roach, was it a flaw in the plan or the execution?
Neither. It was a failure of intel. We could only act on the information we had, and since the intel was bad, everything else went sideways. I'll fill you in later, but I suspect that was also somehow Hannibal's doing.
More importantly, Roach, how do you evaluate your partner's performance?
Even if we didn't catch our target, Rookie here did a good job. I stood back and advised. Rookie did most of the work. They'd make a good tracker.
I trust your endorsement, Roach. With that, your assessment is complete. Roach believes you did well. Welcome to
Nice.
the Trackers Alliance. Other bounties on the display will now be available to you, as will the downstairs lounge. There, you will find the Elite Bounty Board, with tougher missions, as well as other amenities and resources. Lastly, you will choose a call sign. This is how other trackers will know you within the Alliance. It will obfuscate your identity and keep you safe.
Bear, Bitstreak, Mantis, Night Stalker, Nova, Raven, Shadow, Tempest, Terror, Wrath. I mean, we are the Mantis already. Blitzstreak is kind of cool. Shadow's kind of basic. Let's just go with Mantis.
It is affirmed. Henceforth, you shall be known among trackers as Mantis.
Ooh, nice. Is that stuff any good? Not really, but they're worth a lot. Okay. Oh,
I don't mind these breaks in the silence.
inevitable.
I'm pleased you chose to join us. Call me Inevitable.
Inevitable? That's your call sign?
Yes.
What a mouthful.
I chose this call sign to remind me how important it is to take my time. My work may take longer than others, but I never make mistakes. And I always find my quarry. No one has escaped me in over 40 years.
Why? What does it matter if I joined or didn't?
In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't. The Trackers Alliance will function and thrive even without your help. Nevertheless, I agree with Agent Number 1 that you could prove to be a valuable asset for the Alliance. I would rather you with us than against.
I'm glad to. I appreciate you bringing me here, Inevitable.
You're welcome. All I did was extend the invitation. You decided to follow through and brought yourself. I didn't choose to recruit you, but I did the research and tracked you down. Surprisingly, it was not easy.
It wasn't easy to find me? How so?
Well, from what I can tell, despite your notable accomplishments around the settled systems, you don't stick around anywhere for too long. And following you can be a challenge as well, since it seems to be by whim where you go next.
So, how did you find me?
I followed some tips, then picked a busy port and waited. I'm nothing if not patient. I knew it was only a matter of time
Hence the
before you
name?
showed up.
Sorry, maybe I should have left a more obvious trail for you or my enemies to follow.
No, this is not a condemnation of you in any way. The way you operate is fitting for a tracker. It says more about me. Let's just say it exposes a vulnerability in my armor. Perhaps my skills are not, no, what they once were.
Any advice for a new tracker?
Yes, patience is your #1 virtue. That is something I did not understand fully when I was younger and less experienced. As a novice tracker, I was impetuous. One of my early quarries took advantage of this. He would wait for me to act rashly and falter, which gave him the upper hand he needed to escape. The cycle would repeat. He evaded me for years. It wasn't until I understood the value of patience that I caught up with him and finally claimed the bounty on his head. It's how I earned my call sign. It may take time, but I always get my mark.
What can you say about yourself?
Not much. I've been doing this longer than any of the other trackers, even Agent #1. I pay little mind to the claim I was the best. I've no need to compare and no ego to feed. Not like Roach chasing some asinine record. My specialty is tracking our most elusive targets, which takes longer. Sometimes months or years. I do my job thoroughly, and that's all there is to it. That being said, I rarely go on the hunt these days. My experience is now far more valuable as an agent than a field tracker.
Are you retired?
Not quite. It is rare that a tracker lives long enough that they can choose to retire. Those who do are truly fortunate. Some of us decide to continue our service to the Alliance as agents and offer our services as guides and teachers. Our experience is valued. Does that worry you at all? Does it change your mind about wanting to be a tracker?
I haven't made up my mind yet, just taking it one day at a time.
Fair enough. A pragmatic approach is sometimes best. This isn't a gang, you're allowed to leave. Just understand that the work may be more difficult.
That doesn't sound good.
Bounty hunting tends to paint a target on your back, and attracts those looking for revenge.
Oh, maybe we might get some, like, more random space encounters then.
Leave no quarter.
Let's talk to Roach.
Well, if it isn't, don't get yourself killed out there.
I've been thinking about getting back out there. Hunting again.
Oh, you know that I value your work as an agent. You have helped us recruit some quality candidates. Are you certain about this?
I believe so. I want to take advantage of the time I've got while I still have some fight left
Oh,
in me. I would still continue my duties as an agent, of course.
If that is what you would like, who am I to stop you? There are few I trust more than you. This you know.
I do. Thank you for understanding, and for your blessing.
wait, oh, okay. Talk to Roach.
Good work out there. But don't let it go to your head, or you'll end up like me.
I've completed 0 bounties. How do we stack up?
Bruh, you haven't even started. You don't count anything you may have done for the freelance bounty boards.
Which is a big fat nothing as well. Any good tracker tips?
Ah, so you want to learn from the best. Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
All that matters in this line of work is that you get the job done. Sometimes that means skirting the law. It's usually on our side anyway. Alive or dead means you've got a choice. Don't get too hung up on it. Always go with whatever guarantees success. No sense bringing morality into it. These people are wanted criminals on the run from justice. Last thing, competition is a strong motivator. That's how I got where I am today.
I thought you didn't like me. Why'd you stick up for me after our first mission?
Well, you weren't that bad of a partner. You kind of grew on me. That and I need someone to compare bounty scores with.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd be game. All these other losers think it's beneath them or something.
You're on.
Great. I had a good feeling about you. You've got a lot of catching up to do if you want to even approach my numbers, but don't think I'll just stop and let you.
Yum, you tracked blood all over my damn floor again earlier.
Yes, that was likely me.
Well, could you
Wait.
not? I'm tired of
Are they from
cleaning up.
downstairs?
I mean, look at you now. Not a speck of blood on you. You clearly know how to clean up after yourself.
You're really making a name
For
for
you,
yourself, I
I will
see.
try to be more careful, but I make no promises.
Fine. Well, maybe I don't make any promises to give you a clean glass to
Bunch of
drink
people in here.
out. How's that for you?
I want to talk to Roachkin.
Hey, Manus, I brought in another couple bounties. Hope you're keeping up.
Can you tell me more about yourself now?
I did tell you I would, didn't I? Okay, fine. Been bounty hunting for a while. Before that, I was a line cook at a shitty little restaurant in Neon, of all things. Got no family, no close friends. In other words, no liabilities getting in the way of being the best tracker in the history of the Alliance. That's me in a nutshell.
Okay,
Try not to miss me too much.
let's talk to some of the people down here. Dismissive
Take a
grunt.
load off. Have a cold drink.
Warden.
Unless you have somewhere better to be.
Roach hasn't been doing it nearly as long, right? But he keeps going on.
Dank is talking.
Streak or something. But like, how's that possible when you've been doing this for way longer than he has? Why don't you have the record?
Well, even if I did care about such things, which I don't, I simply take my time. While Roach is out there chasing down easier targets to pad his record, I took the bounties that required me to do months of investigative work.
Ah, got it. So like, is he not as good as you then? 'Cause that's kind of what it sounds like.
Tank, you may need to slow down and listen. That isn't what I said. Roach is very good at what he does. He just takes a different approach.
Okay, but between you and me, it still sounds like you're the better tracker.
No comment.
Glad to be on the same path as you.
These are some fun, random
I've
conversations.
danced this dance with death for long. If you know it like I do.
Yama?
I have seen death. I have seen tragedy.
Okay,
I have
emo
seen
boy.
more beg for their lives than I can count. But what I haven't seen is a fledgling tracker seemingly so willing and eager to speak with me so soon after joining. What knowledge do you hope to gain from our interaction?
I'd be pleased to receive any knowledge you're willing to impart.
Very well, then. Ask, and listen well. I am Yama. I borrow this name from the god of the dead, who judges the souls I usher to him.
Can you tell me more about yourself?
There is not much I wish to divulge. Whatever you have heard about me is likely true. I do not bring back my targets alive. I aim for brutal efficiency. I do not work well with others. You must know, I do not feel the need to appease or delight anyone. I take jobs no one else wants, and I always get it done. That is my value.
You must have some interesting stories, huh?
My stories are not for your amusement. But I will share one so that you may learn from my mistake. There was one time I decided to let a man live. He had a family, a wife, 3 children. He showed me a picture. They looked happy. He begged I let him live and spend the rest of his days incarcerated. So, at least he could see them occasionally and watch his children grow up from afar. He escaped from prison. He went home and murdered his entire family, and the family next door, and several others. By the time I found him again, he had killed himself, robbing me of the chance to pass him off to face his eternal judgment. Never again.
What kind of advice do you have for a new tracker?
I must warn you, my advice may not be palatable.
Can't promise I'll follow your advice, but I'd like to hear it.
As long as you consider it, then my time is not wasted. If you are given the choice between bringing your targets in alive or dead, always choose dead. Criminal fugitives must be brought to justice, and the only way to truly serve that justice is to end their lives so that they can be judged fairly in the afterlife.
You're saying you never bring your targets in alive?
Correct. A criminal fugitive is already trying to run from justice. They will do it again, if given the chance. It is in their nature. Would you allow even a slim chance that they escape again? Even if they turn from their criminal path, would you deny their victims true justice?
Talks of gods aside, notes justice is swifter or more final than death.
On that, we can agree. However, it is my belief that real justice may only be served at the end of one's days in this existence.
Okay.
May the shadows guide your path.
And how about you? Bloodhound.
Well, if it ain't, now what call sign did you take again?
Mantis.
Mantis? Huh. Could be confusing with the real Mantis out there, but,
Both the same person.
why not? Well, I can see why you'd take that name. You got my seal of approval. Not that you need it. Name's Bloodhound. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Can you tell me more about yourself, Bloodhound?
Sure. I don't mind sharing a little about myself, but, not too much. I'm no agent number one, but I'm still a tracker. Been a tracker for over 30 years. Before that, I was what you might call a freebooter. I won't tell you what I did, but sure as hell wasn't above board. Well, suffice to say, that life can weigh on your soul. After a few close calls and some introspection, I came to the idea that I could do some good instead. Of course, it's hard to translate those kind of skills to the workforce, so here I am. Always saw to it to bring in my targets alive, in case they have any similar revelations.
Got any bounty hunting tips?
Sure. I'm a veritable wealth of information. Anything particular on your mind?
How do you deal with the target who gives you no choice but to kill them?
Now that's a tough one. Depends on the situation. If you can't convince them with words, you may have to rough them up and put the fear of God in them. I suggest you learn as much as you can about human anatomy and physiology. It ain't pretty, but there are many things you can do to a body that ain't lethal, but may cause someone to wish they were.
I see what you're getting at. What's the best way to take someone in alive?
Personally, I prefer the diplomatic approach. Just because we're all certified badasses who could easily
I like
lay
this
out
guy.
the toughest spacer punk doesn't mean you're not human. If you ask me, words are a tracker's most effective tool. You'd be surprised how far a little sympathy can take you sometimes. And failing that, most targets are cowards. They don't want to die. Exploit that fact when you can.
I don't know. Got any general tips?
Well, it ain't what I'd call hot tips, but they serve me well. Eat right, stay hydrated, exercise, just stay healthy. Don't hunt if you're sick. Last thing you want is an errant cough or sneeze to give you away when you're trying to use the element of surprise.
I think I'm good for now, actually.
You got it, Chief.
Got any good stories?
Loads. But let me tell you just one. So, I'm down at some ass-backwards moon outpost out in the boonies. Got this old feller in my sights who's wanted for thieving from Ryujin and the other big corpos. Now, he don't know I ain't gonna shoot him, but he's itching to do something stupid. Then his kids come out, and his grandkids form a circle around him. Turns out, he's stealing so they can all just have a life. I get it. So I let him go. Far as the corpos know,
he's a good man. Unless that guy, in turn, decides to murder his entire family. I probably would have done the same.
Yep, I got cussed out pretty good. But sometimes, it's worth it to do some good in the verse.
You really always bring your targets in alive? Isn't that hard?
Yep, every single time. It ain't too hard when you've lived my life and seen the things I've seen. Folks deserve a second, third, even fourth chance. I'm living proof of that. Tell me, let's say someone puts a bounty on your head that you rightfully didn't deserve, or maybe you slipped up and had a bad day. You think it's right that they get to play executioner?
I imagine it's too situational to adhere strictly one way or the other.
You see, that's what you call a slippery slope. You justify it once, you can justify it again. Sooner or later, you end up like old Yama over there, believing yourself some servant of the god of death or something, and thinking you're doing them poor souls a favor. Ain't no life for me. Anyway, you're gonna do you, and I won't judge. But don't come crying to me if you can't reckon with your own demons.
Okay.
So long.
And then...
Feel free to tell old Two-Shot what's on your mind. Well, you're a new face. Ain't every day we get fresh meat for the grinder. What do we call you, Tracker?
Call me Mantis.
Mantis? Not like the Mantis, though, right? You know what? Better to leave it a mystery. What can I get for you, Mantis?
Hiding in plain sight.
Where are my manners? They call me Two-Shot, or even Touche for short. Used to be a tracker in the field like you. But I traded in gunslinging for slinging drinks. I sell drinks to wet your whistle and other provisions you may need out there. So what'll it be?
Where'd you get the name like Two-Shot?
Funny you ask. Most trackers choose their call signs. So did I. Used to be called Solar Flare. But enough people started calling me Two-Shot that it stuck. When I was out there, it never took me more than 2 shots from my firearms to bag my target. Thought I would have given it up once I retired from tracking to have a kid. I pour such strong drinks that now they say it doesn't take any more than 2 shots to down a tracker. So, it's stuck. I'm just happy they decided to keep me on the payroll.
Working here, you must know a lot about the other trackers, right?
You know it, Sunshine. Who do you want to know about?
I want dirt on every one of them. Oh wow, there's a lot of options. What can you tell me about Yama?
Other than his obsession with death, I don't know.
Oh, wait.
Everyone said. You know, it takes a lot. Leave no quarter,
Shoot.
show no mercy out
That
there.
new hardware I saw you walk in with earlier.
I got it from Stash. Traded that old currency he deals in for it.
I can't confirm that.
Ain't that something? You give him junk money, and he gives you high-quality gear.
Okay, so that's the guy
I can confirm that too.
that we talked to trade
I
gear.
have no qualms with this deal.
Of course, I don't get what he sees in the stuff. No one outside of him deals in it anymore.
You guys can hear me, right? It's like I said before, I'm collecting it because when it comes back into circulation, I'll have a huge supply of it.
Yeah, we hear you.
Why's he got a
I just
gun
don't think
pointing at
any
them?
of us believe it'll make a comeback after 100 years. But hey, you do you, Stash.
Yeah, we'll see. Just because you don't know anyone who deals in it doesn't mean it's worthless. I know people.
Alright, let's talk to you again.
Good.
Pull
No
up a
one's
seat.
driven you
There's no
away
judgment.
yet.
You know it, sunshine.
Let's tell me about Yama again.
Other than his obsession with death, I don't know much about him. He doesn't exactly open up to others. Everyone says he must have seen or done some pretty terrible things. I don't have anything to go on but that. You know, it takes a lot to make me uncomfortable, and even though he's never done anyone here any harm, or even so much as let anyone down, he still gives me the creeps.
What's the deal with that warden guy?
Oh, he isn't exactly the conversational type. Seems to enjoy the company of others, but not talking to them or interacting with anyone in any meaningful way. We just leave him alone and let him do his thing. He doesn't bother us, and we don't bother him. Other than that, I don't know much about him. Seems to be a good tracker, though.
What do you know about Tank?
He's a big teddy bear. Such a departure from the norm around here. Oh, I also know he's run the Red Mile under his tracker call sign, which may get him into trouble with someone someday, but it's his decision.
What's the deal with Roach?
He talks a big game, even has the skills and stats to back it up. But you probably also know as well as I do that he is fiercely competitive. You can either play into it or ignore it. He's not that bad once you get to know him. You ever wonder why he's
cool.
called Roach, huh? It's because he seems to be unkillable. Not literally, of course, but he's managed to get himself out of some extremely sticky situations unscathed.
What's with Inevitable?
Oh, she's been doing this longer than anyone, I think. She's old, but don't count her out just yet. Rumor is she was next in line for Agent No One, but turned it down after the last one was killed. She even brought the killer to justice.
Oh, okay, so that guy's
Word is,
dead now.
she just like fugitive recovery a lot
Or
more.
arrested.
Or didn't want the responsibility. I lean more towards the latter. It makes more sense considering she's an agent now. Anyway, they used to say that the longer she bides her time, the more a fugitive has to fear.
Can you tell me more about Bloodhound?
Bloodhound's one of the old-timers. He's good people, but I hear that wasn't always the case. I can't say for sure, but based on some of the stories he used to tell, I think he was ex-Fleet. As in the Crimson Fleet. Quite a turn to go from an outlaw to someone who chases outlaws. But the skills transfer pretty well, I imagine.
What's the story with Agent Number 1?
There's no story there. That's kind of the point with any Agent No One. You gotta give up your identity completely when you become leader of the trackers. That job comes with a giant target on your back. So, the less people know, the better. Agent No One is like a closed book. If that book were also
Agent No One, okay.
and buried underneath an active volcano on the most distant moon of the most distant planet of the furthest star system.
Okay.
Suit yourself.
Let's see if we can get behind that bar.
I may not run the finest bar in Aquila, but at least it ain't Eggy's.
Yeah, just a basic shop, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yama, you tracked blood in all over my damn floor again earlier.
Yes, that was like.
Oh, that was the early conversation.
Well, could you not? Tired of cleaning up after.
Pointing a gun at me.
I mean, look at you now. Not a speck of blood on you. You clearly know how to clean up after yourself.
For you, I will try to be more careful, but I make no promises.
Fine.
Ooh,
Well,
robot.
maybe I don't make any promises to give you a clean glass to drink out. How's that for you?
Okay.
Agent Koyos, at your service.
Koyos.
What do you request of me? Serious inquiries only.
Koyos. Does that stand for something?
No, It is a pseudo-acronym meant to emphasize my station as hardware and software. My programmer thought it would be clever, but clearly it goes over most heads. Koios was a Greek Titan god, born of Uranus and Gaia. He was known as a Titan of knowledge and queries. But I wouldn't expect you to know that.
Snarky. What do you do here?
Mostly stand around waiting for someone to interact with me. I am connected to the tracker database, so when a tracker either has or needs information about a certain target, they come to me. My directive is to assist trackers with any queries they have, and if desired, give advice based on the information we have compiled. Leave no quarter, show no mercy.
Is this the elite mission board? Wanted alive. Okay. Ooh. Regarding Volk, this was the guy that killed the last number 1, I think. Agent number 1 is dead, murdered by one of our own, Volk. His insubordination and cruel ways were called out by Agent number 1. He was reprimanded and took issue with it, violently exacting his grievances when number 1 was most vulnerable. He didn't go down without a fight, but we managed to subdue and capture him before he could escape, with only minimal collateral damage to the cave. The cave? After following the late Agent number 1's will and naming a successor, myself, as the new Agent number 1, I called for Volk's execution by firing squad. Needless to say, every tracker volunteered, but we had to limit it to 20. From here on out, Volk's service will be stricken from the records. All accomplishments and acknowledgements will be wiped from databases, books, and communications. If any of Volk's relatives or associates come asking about him, they'll be told he died on a secretive bounty mission, which we are not at liberty to discuss. Otherwise, I want to make it clear that I do not wish to hear his name uttered in my presence, or within the walls of this or any future headquarters. Okay, so now we know the fate of Volk. Research lab, and okay, let's talk to this guy.
Hope the field's treating you well out there.
He's still pointing a gun at me right in front of my face.
How about that? We got a new tracker in the building. Name's Stash, and I'm more than just a pretty face. You ever need my help, you can step right over here to my little corner and we can talk shop. Whether it's for business or pleasure, that's up to you.
I kind of imagine this is how, like, other NPCs would feel when I walk up to them with a gun pointing at their face. Your name's Stash because you get Stash of equipment. Kind of on the nose, isn't it?
No, and yes. No, it's Stash, like my mustache. Yes, it's kind of on the nose, like my mustache. Well, under it, but you get the idea. But yeah, it does work out like that, doesn't it? You're not the first to suggest it, and I doubt you'll be the last. And before you ask, no, I didn't grow the stash because I got a stash of goods, or vice versa. Sometimes nicknames just stick.
A tracker like you must have some good stories, huh?
Matter of fact, I do. But the most interesting ones aren't from my tracker field work. Instead, I'm gonna take you back in time to my youth.
Back in my day.
See, I was a scrappy little neon street rat. I tinkered, built homemade weapons and armor made out of scraps I came across. You can imagine who might buy that sort of thing. That's right. Gangbangers and other lowlives. I saw what they used these weapons for, but I had to make money. And it kept me safe from the gangs because they needed me.
How'd you go from that to being a tracker?
Well, I never did care much for those gangs, the way they preyed on folks weaker than them. So, when I found out about the trackers, I decided on a career change. Turns out I wasn't much for following rules. They said I was a bit of a loose cannon. but they liked my equipment, so here I am, peddling wares for other trackers.
Loose cannon? How so?
Well, when you grow up on the neon streets, you learn to fly by the seat of your pants. That doesn't always jive with protocol, even by tracker standards. Too much collateral damage. Don't worry, no one died. But let's just say I may have temporarily increased the homeless population. Anyway, I like what I do now. I'm putting my technical skills to use in a way that Trackers Alliance appreciates.
I was really hoping for more of a cool bounty hunting story.
Yep, me too. Sorry to disappoint, but my days as a tracker in the field were pretty
Still pointing a gun at me.
But, hey, as a consolation, I have plenty of great gear you can buy. And that's a better use to you than some old tall tale.
Can you tell me more about what you do here?
A tinker. I make, modify, and refurbish weapons and other equipment. For trackers only. Cool. But I don't do it for free, and I don't do it for credits either. I only take Astras. And you get whatever I give you. No questions, no special requests.
Random.
No refunds.
What kind of equipment do you have?
Guns, melee weapons, lethal, non-lethal, suits, you name it. All with my own modifications.
What are Astras?
I was hoping you'd ask. Back during the Narian War, there was some serious concern that the banks were going to fail. So some enterprising individuals took matters into their own hands and started minting their own currency, Astras, just in case the worst came to pass. Anyway, Astras are rare, but they're out there, still used in some black market circles since they're untraceable by any government.
Seems shady, but the other trusts you, so I guess I do too.
Darn right they trust me. The modifications are solid. My gear's always held up when trackers have needed it.
There was one more option there, wasn't there?
But I don't do it. And
that's good. I can work with that.
Good. And we're on the same page.
I'd like to exchange Astras for equipment.
Lucky you. I just finished working on some new stuff I think you'll like.
Ooh. Sure, why not? Give me one of the best items you've got.
Hold on now.
Oh.
You don't have that many Astras. But when you do, I'll be glad to oblige with your equipment request.
Okay,
hey,
never mind then.
Good luck catching bad guys out there.
I guess we have to do some missions and just kind of find those Astras randomly.
You must harden yourself.
Let's see if we can talk to Agent Number 1, and then I'll end the video after that.
Welcome back, Mantis.
Who are you exactly, and what's your story?
I am no one. By design. There has always been and always will be an Agent Number 1 to lead us. Upon assuming the mantle, one loses all traces of identity, including all of one's records and history, even gender and voice. You can imagine, many would seek to do harm to one in this position. To protect family and associates, our identity is more than confidential. It is eliminated from existence.
Was it difficult to give up your identity?
Yes and no. When one attains this position, ties to family and other associates are cut off. That is the most difficult aspect. As far as anyone knows, my former self is dead. Records of my life are mysteriously lost. I assume that is difficult for those one leaves behind. However, I am fortunate that I did not have many family, associates, or records to lose. My name was no great loss, nor were other aspects of my identity. I never conformed to gender, for instance. For me, it was an easy decision.
No real name, so how do people refer you in general?
They call me Agent Number 1, or Agent No One. Use they or them when speaking about me, as to further protect my identity. However, that had already been my preference.
How do you wipe your entire records and history?
I will simply state that our partnership with the United Colonies and Freestar Collective comes with some powerful tools.
That's absurd. You shouldn't have to give it your entire identity.
It is only required for my position. Perhaps leadership in the Trackers Alliance is not for you. Trust that it is a necessity that was carefully considered. Know that to attain my position of leadership, it was a combination of deeds, competency, professionalism, and above all, trust.
Can you tell me more about bringing in targets alive?
Certainly. It's largely the same whether you're finding targets of opportunity with your scanner, taking on an elite tracker bounty mission, or going after a target of interest. After you've convinced your target to surrender, or subdued them through non-lethal force, you can register them with the system. Registering them lets either local law enforcement or a specialized tracker know to come transport them away.
Motto, leave no quarter, show no mercy. Isn't bringing them in alive showing mercy?
I can see why you would ask, but no. Criminals are punished by the justice system depending on their crimes. Some of those punishments can be harsh. Not everyone in the Alliance feels the same about the motto, as it's a bit of a holdover from older times. It's more of a tradition, and it serves as a reminder to never give up and pursue your targets to the end of the universe, so they can face justice one way or another.
Where are those specialized trackers?
We have trackers who specialize in prisoner escort and detainment, rather than what we're asking you to do. They have the ships and equipment required to ensure successful handoff to the appropriate authority.
Will someone always come no matter where I am?
Yes. I won't go into the particulars, but even if you are in the furthest reaches of space, someone will eventually be directed to pick up your target.
What if the target runs after I register them?
With someone on their way, your target would not get far. They will be charged with additional felonies. It would only be worse for them.
Sounds like you have it all figured out.
Our system works pretty well for us.
Why does a formal organization like Trackers even exist?
After the Narian War, there were issues with extrajudicial vigilantism involving bounty hunting. The Trackers Alliance was formally established and sanctioned by the Freestar Collective and the United Colonies as a way to combat this growing problem. The governments of the settled systems hire us for our specialized skills and allow us to operate largely unhindered in exchange for holding us accountable. This mutual trust is rarely breached.
What's the difference between an agent and a regular old tracker?
An agent takes on a more administrative role, whereas trackers primarily work in the field. Often, when time and age catches up with the tracker, they become an agent, as their experience and wisdom is valued, and it can be difficult to re-assimilate into society. Both roles are equally crucial to our operation.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's where I'll end the video here. This is probably going to be a longer video. Oh, but before that, I actually want to do a couple more things. Let's go out, get out of here. So, okay, so I'm at New Atlantis and I found some criminal here. Wanted dead or alive.
Mark my words. Someday
Running an
I'll
Ashta
be
fighting
the
ring.
boss of interstellar
That's not too
affairs.
bad. It's pretty cool. I want to join.
Whoa, jeez. I thought you were,
Alice.
Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Here's a choice. Surrender or die. Feel free to think about it while your brain is still intact.
What? There must be a mix-up.
The bounty says you're guilty. I'm not arguing with it.
I guess it doesn't matter if I say I didn't do it then.
This isn't complicated. Turn yourself in, pay a fine, do time, live your life easy.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's not that big of a deal after all. I give up! This doesn't need to escalate!
Nice. You can just stay here for a little bit. Parole violation, obscenity offenses. Stop, criminal scum! These are clearly randomly generated names.
Just passing through.
That doesn't give a shit about gender. You're done.
I'm not ready. Not now.
UC security. I gotta shoot him? Fine. Terrible aim. Oh, had that slide action there. Trying to get a knee shot, but didn't work out. Ha! You're not bothered by this at all? Oh, okay. Execution. Sweet. Oh wow, you can see the sticker from inside the helmet. That's pretty cool. Okay, so the reason why we're here in Sidonia is because we joined the Trackers Alliance, so now we're going to talk to the pretty Trackers Alliance lady again.
Well then, what can I do you for? Hey, you looking for more work? I'm wondering if you might be up for doing me a favor of the personal kind. Off the
Again?
books.
I mean, I guess I'll ask this again, just see if
We
she
did,
says anything
soon
different.
after you left the city. And on top of that, turns out our guy was using the launch.
I don't remember anything about the new HQ, but okay. What's this about the new HQ?
Well, if you're a tracker, then you've been there, right? That's where you're gonna find the good missions. The kind of missions I wish I was doing, rather than being stationed here on this old dusty rock trying to get freelancers to use the mission board.
Okay. What do you think about Trackers Alliance?
Oh, darling, I don't know why you're asking when you already know the answer. We're the baddest bounty hunters in the settled systems. People pay us to find criminals, scum, and other lowlives when they don't want to or can't track them down themselves.
Can you tell me more about mission boards and where to find them?
Wow, they didn't tell you about them at HQ? The mission boards are usually in spaceport bars like the Broken Spear right behind you. Trackers Alliance posts bounty jobs on them, but you can find all sorts of freelance missions. Good way to make some creds. But I'll be honest, the better missions come from the elite mission board at the HQ. All these other ones are easy enough for a freelancer to handle.
Okay, whatever.
Careful out
So
there.
from what I know, any future Trackers Alliance missions are going to be sold in the Creation Club. I'm not sure if they're gonna ever release any free ones, so if they do, then we can do more of it, but for now, that's pretty much it. Kind of a disappointment, but at the same time, at least we finally got to join the Trackers, and we got a pretty fun mission out of it. Kind of wish there were more, but guess whatever, nothing I could do about it. So that's it for the video for today. Thank you for watching, I'll see you next time. Bye.